You guys ready?
We are.
I think so, yeah. Season 7, guys. Everybody put your hands in the middle. Here we go. And
ready?
Break.
Oh. What are we saying?
Yes. Oh, Season 7,
what are we
go.
saying?
I have no idea.
Go.
Okay.
7.
Just,
what?
Just say nothing. Yes. Okay.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys, I just turned my input volume up because I also feel like I can't hear myself very well. So that's weird. But I know it's going.
But you want your output volume.
Red leather, yellow leather.
I mean
red,
output.
Yellow.
Output.
Okay.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red, yellow leather, yellow. I can't even do it. Red leather, yellow leather. Red, yellow. No.
Well, wait till I try to say John. I guess it's Deutschendorf, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Deutschendorf. Deutschendorf. Gene goes. Okay, I just turned. Okay, John.
Wait, say that again. Deutschendorf.
Deutsch. It's like Deutsch, like
yeah.
Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank.
Like Deutsche Bank.
Deutschendorf.
Deutsche Bank. Yeah.
Yeah,
Deutschland.
Deutsch. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess it up, but okay.
Okay. You never took German.
But no,
Who
I
took
didn't.
German? You took German?
We had to take everything. We had to take Spanish, French, and German.
I never had to take a foreign language.
Yeah.
Wait, not at all?
No, I got out of it because it's a long story.
Wow.
But you know how I moved from between 9th grade and 10th grade. And when I got to 10th grade and I hadn't started a foreign language yet, they just in the new school, since it was already 10th, they just forgave it because I had all these other credits I had to take. I know. I
How did you get into college?
I went to Arizona State and I was local. So, it wasn't that hard.
She's one of us. She's one of us.
Right.
Yeah, we had to, starting in 7th grade, we had to take everything. Oh, and we also had to take polyglot. German, French, Spanish, and polyglot, which was a whole bunch of languages. It was just about the study of language in general. And then you had to take it in high school, too.
In Roswell.
You had to take 2.
His father was an Air Force.
Roswell where? Just in Roswell.
That's what you said.
It's like Springfield.
No, she meant start there.
I am Amelia. You said just start with Roswell or say in Roswell. You didn't say in Roswell, New Mexico. Okay. In Roswell, New Mexico. I can't do it. Okay. He was born Henry Deutschendorf Jr. on December 31st, 1943 in Roswell, New Mexico. His father was an Air Force pilot, and his career made the family move a great deal. And Michelle and I can certainly relate to this because he moved his freshman year of high school to Dallas a little bit after the beginning of the school year started. Ouch, that just makes my skin just get all tingly. Exactly.
Parents, don't do that. Just
yes.
Don't do that. Although everybody listening probably doesn't have small children anymore.
But you might be able to relate to that feeling. But he found his place in chorus. So he joined the chorus class and chorus. And one day he was asked to bring in his guitar because he had mentioned that he plays guitar. And as he tells the story, the rest is history. People went from not knowing who the heck he was to John Deutschendorf to knowing exactly who he was.
Well, can I also say that moving the beginning of your freshman year when you look like Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch has got to be even an added just almost mark against you. So when he pulls out the guitar and that voice comes out, that's helpful.
Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of made me think of what we learned about Karen Carpenter when she, to avoid gym class in high school, took marching band. And because the only thing that they could put her in, because she didn't really play an instrument, was percussion, that's where she got her introduction to the drums and decided, hey, I really like the drums. So if it wasn't for that experience in high school and joining band, who knows?
God, arts education,
discovered
man.
that talent of hers.
Right.
That's why it's so important.
True.
Arts education.
We wouldn't have these heroes if it weren't for arts education.
Right.
We need to keep it for sure. Okay. John's love of music and his talent found him actually leaving college early and eventually joining a folk group called the Mitchell Trio. Now, this trio
feeling in a really good way. There's there's no other voice that can compare on that same level to me. His voice to me is just almost like on a level in a class by itself. Like you can't say he sounds a little bit like, oh, this song makes me feel like his song. Oh, like Calypso, like us just singing Calypso like that. Like that just gives me such a nostalgic feeling. Just parts of that song. So I have a lot of feelings associated with John Denver songs. I just don't know where they came from.
Well, and I think he's one of those artists, too, that can really bring a group together. I mean, no matter anybody who grew up in that time, no matter if you ended up really liking, hard rock, or you were a Barry Manilow fan, or you were punk, whatever, you hear John Denver on the radio, or they play, Country Boy at a wedding. Everyone is out there. I just feel like his music really brings people together.
Yeah.
Which
It's known by everybody.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Well, any favorite songs now that we're talking about this music? Michelle,
it's
what's
impossible.
One of your favorites?
It's almost impossible to pick. So this is hard. So I pulled a Kristen, and I have a couple of ties. So my first category is in fun songs, and these are two songs that I remember singing in 5th grade music class. And these two songs, we would all clap, we would sing our hearts out. And I remember these two songs also were like the only songs the boys would get so into. And these songs, it's not shocking, but it's Thank God I'm a Country Boy and Grandma's Featherbed. And Grandma's Featherbed was one that was just, well, both of them were just a rollicking good time in the 5th grade music class. Do you guys remember when, so we didn't have, we'd leave our classroom, we'd all have to walk in our rows, down to music class. In 5th grade, it wasn't like choir where you had to audition and it was an elective. Everybody has to go to music class. So sometimes a lot of kids in your class don't like music class, but everybody liked to sing Thank God I'm a Country Boy and Grandma's Featherbed. How can you not love a song that has lyrics like this? Carolyn, this is where I want you to put this section in. It was, I'm going to sing it now, but please don't put this in. I mean, you can do it. I love how you do it where we start and then you put in the. So
I do too.
It was 9 feet high and 6 feet wide, soft as a downy chick. It was made from the feathers of 11 geese, took a whole bolt of cloth for the tick. It could hold 8 kids and 4 hound dogs and a piggy we stole from the shed. We didn't get much sleep, but we had a lot of fun on Grandma's Featherbed.
God, I love it so
come on,
much.
When you have lyrics like 11 geese, and then
11 geese.
Besides 11 geese, my favorite lyric from that song is, and a piggy we stole from the shed. I love that.
Anytime you put in piggy,
I know.
people are going to love
Piggy
it.
we stole
You got to
from
use
the-
the
okay.
word piggy.
So
it's
great.
a good word.
And before I go to my next song, I just want to tell you a really fun story, you guys, from one of our great supporters and one of our Patreon patrons. And this is from Amy. And when she found out we were doing an episode on John Denver, she shared this story with us. She said, so she was a little sister to siblings who were 8, 11, and 14 years older than she was. So she said they listened to a lot of John Denver growing up. And when she was in college, she and her sorority sisters went to see an acoustic duo who sang Grandma's Featherbed. Now, can we just stop right there, though, for a moment, and imagining the acoustic duo, and they chose to sing, of all the John Denver songs in his catalog that would go perfectly for an acoustic duo, they sang Grandma's Featherbed, whatever. But Amy says her sorority sisters were fascinated that she knew all the words. And so they had her write them all down so that they could memorize them too.
Cute.
Isn't that cute? And
Because
then,
they liked it.
yeah, and it is a song with a lot of words, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Amy says, 25 years later, she taught Montessori, and it was a song she used to sing to all her little Montessori kids, which is so
Cute.
sweet. Yeah. Yeah, Amy, we love that story. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, and then my other category where I have ties is just the songs that make me feel all the feels. And, of course, one of those is Annie's song. I think everybody probably feels that way. And I think we all know, obviously, it was written for his wife, Annie, after they after their first separation and near complete breakup of their marriage in 1974. But John Denver said it was one of the fastest songs he ever wrote. He composed it in 10 minutes on a chairlift in Aspen. Because he said he was just reflecting on all the joy he found in his marriage and his relief that they were back together. And I think to me, that song, the melody is so beautiful, but it's the lyrics, especially these, that just make this song for me. Come, let me love you. Let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter. Let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you. Let me always be with you. Come, let me love you. Come, love me again. That's poetry. That's beautiful. That is the most beautiful
what
love letter.
everybody longs to hear. that he wins everybody over because everybody wants someone to sing that to them.
It is a love letter. It's the most beautiful love letter, and I think we know that sadly it wasn't enough. But yeah, it's beautiful. And then my
Annie's song is obviously a big wedding song, so my dad sang this a lot at weddings. And I don't even, this is in the category of songs for me, the ultimate sad song, in which I don't even have to hear the song to start crying. I just have to think about the song. And I start crying. I get all choked up. And it made me so invested in this person, Annie. Who is Annie? And she's on the cover of the album, like I said, not like Linda McCartney, where she's on the cover of the album and then he puts her in the band. No, he just puts her on the cover because of this beautiful song that everybody is so invested in. He never says her name in the song. So I think I called this song You Fill Up My Senses for most of the time. But then when I learned the title, I just needed to know all about Annie. And as a result, we all fell in love with them as a couple. Hashtag couple goals. She was his mountain mama, right? We were so invested in them that when he remarries and he releases a new album in the 90s and there's this video of him canoodling with his new wife, we're all like, no.
We don't like you.
Who's that bitch?
Right.
No.
We don't like her.
That's horrible. That poor woman. I'm sorry, John Denver's second wife. I'm very sorry, but I was like, no. I just refused to go there.
Yeah, it's like we cross our arms and turn our head sideways. Nope.
Annie's
those are just ones that I wanted to talk about. But he has over 30 TV and film credits. So I just wanted to highlight those, though.
That's amazing.
I have a feeling his film career would have been very different if he had actually accepted a role that he was offered. Now, I cannot believe this, but I double-checked it. He was offered the lead role in An Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, God.
No.
You guys, I found it in a couple of places in different articles that, yes,
that does not work for me.
I'll triple check before we put it out there and I'll let you know. But I say
let's just go with it. It's a great, it's a great nugget. Of,
yes.
Let's just
I wrote it down and then I read it.
Yes, can you imagine? I mean, Richard Gere, John Denver. I have nothing left to say. Oops,
no, because when I was watching The Christmas Gift it's 1986, so he's got the very, very hip for 1986, almost the mullet type hair where it's cut straight across their ear and then longer in the back. He's lost the little glasses, but I was still kind of giggling watching him as the romantic lead. And I know we talk about that in Oh God, it worked with Terry Garr, whatever, but it was just a little like he's going to come into this town and immediately like sweep this woman off her feet and all of this stuff. And that's a horrible thing for me to say that I'm, basing that on his appearance, but he always just has that kind of youthful, oh gosh, golly look to him, doesn't he?
And that is attractive in its own context.
For sure, but not in An Officer and a Gentleman.
But
or as
not
a romantic
An Officer
lead.
and a Gentleman is supposed to be.
Here's like an article. And there they are next to each other. I don't know if you can really see it, but
look at the difference.
See, that would not.
You guys,
he can't be
Carolyn's showing
suave.
us.
I don't want him to be suave.
One picture, you guys, is Carolyn's showing us is Richard Gere in the navy whites or the naval whites with the hat and the broad shoulders. And oh God, you guys, seriously, what did that do to all of us as young, impressionable girls?
And then John Denver in his puffy vest.
Yes,
his puffy vest, his flannel shirt, and the wire glasses.
Yes, which is sexy. That is sexy, but it's a different kind of sexy.
But yeah.
It's the Annie's song.